Alright, I was going to film this one, but while I've got the rig set up and everything's here, I might as well just keep going and on creating the content, I suppose. If anything, it gives me something to look back on, review it, see what I'm doing right, see what I'm doing wrong, see where I'm waffling and being incoherent. And like yesterday, I just filmed my old bone crack for 15 minutes. So we'll be doing that today. This is going to be a bit of a stronger colourway. So if you bear with. Right, we're going to do red and black this time. This is a preferred colourway of my eldest child. So she didn't ask, she said I should do one. Kids don't ask these days, but they're red and black one. I always find black is really difficult to work with. So far I've not had like a clean black saturation, just had a navy blue one. So this kind of runs the risk of becoming a Spider-Man hoodie, which is great, alright in my book. I don't mind, like, I'm a nerd, I like Spider-Man. But we'll see how we get on. As always, we'll always see. I'll say that a lot, don't I? We'll see. We're gonna see. Right, so again, more patterns in the last one. I did like deliberate lifts. So we'll try that again. See if we can get any kind of try it like that. We'll get the sleeves involved this time, as we sat them out of the last one. I've angled the basket down as well, so you can kind of see what's going on. So this dip here is where the hoodie's going to sit, and it's sat in a basket, and the basket's tipped that way, but the tub underneath it is tilted the opposite way. There's a bit of a wood, so when all the water from the ice drains through the hoodie, leaving the dye behind in the dye pattern, all of the wastewater still gets carried away, and so the hoodie isn't sat in the wastewater, which I'm still debating whether or not to try and collect up and bottle. Don't know whether it's worth the while, whether it's actually any good to work with after the fact, but if anybody knows, please feel free to comment and let me know whether it's worth keeping or whether it's no good. Save me from staining my fingers trying to get it into a bottle. If it's not worth the risk, isn't worth the reward. Right, so I'm just going to pile this in. That's fair, I suppose. A couple of peaks sitting out. I'll get to put some ice in between them. Oh, that looks good. I'm only going to use. See, using a little bit of black. I think if you're going to use black, you need to use loads. But I don't want this to be like massively loaded with black. I want the red to show. I don't want the black to overpower it. So I'm going to put the black lower down so that the black isn't bleeding through the hoodie into the red. If I put the black below the red, there should be more red than if the red's flowing south into the black rather than the other way around. That makes sense in my head. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But we'll go straight in. I'll put the black low down. It's one of them things I don't think I'm ever going to have. Using ice dye, I don't think I'm ever going to like have enough dye powder to the water in the correct ratio to make it ever look as black as it needs to be. So this will probably end up getting more black dye applied to it after the fact. It's already going blue, you can see it. So annoying, but at least I know why it's happening and it's not just baffling me. Right, let me get hybrid. The red's strong in it. Like I don't think I've put any red on a white hoodie, just it looks like blood really, doesn't it? So we should just welcome that fact and get stuck in with it. This is fire engine red, for anybody interested. Let's see how it looks. Really kind of, I'm not going to go over the top with it. It's like I said, it's a strong colourway. I don't want, then again I do want it to look red and I don't want it to go pink. Got a lot of pink this week. I'm tired of pink. So let's just kind of, well, like I said, it's a strong colourway. There's a little bit less care and attention taken. Like now I'm concerned with these peaks where the powder is, that there's no ice above them, so they're not going to get wet. So what I tend to do is just mist them enough to kind of cause some soaking. So we're not just sat with dry pools of the dye on those areas. If nothing else, the rinse process on the machine tomorrow will kind of wake them up and jiggle them about a bit. But yeah, that's the 2 new hoodies for today. 4 so far this week. I'll get the other one out. I think it's still in the dry. Yeah, I think they're not bad, but they're just a bit boring. That one and the pink one that I showed you in the previous video, I don't even know if you can see that now. Just wave it around in the background for a minute. Yeah, they need something. I don't know what it is. I'll sit down and have a look tonight and see what I can add to them, but they're just a little bit boring. Alright, I'll be back tomorrow with more results, I suppose, and then I'll show you all the ones we've made this week. We should have the yellow one and the pink one from yesterday into, I don't know, something a little bit more appealing. Somewhere between this, because I did want them to be a little bit more white and less colour showing through. But now I think we've got a little bit too much white showing through. We went a little bit too subtle, so we need to find a happy medium somewhere between the saturation of the first two and the subtlety of these two. But like I said, again, we'll see. Just crack on, keep trying, and we'll get to it. We're building some stock nicely, which eventually will all be on Etsy, maybe with or without the M13 branding, which we're still working on. But it's exciting, a lot happening, and I'm just going to keep making these videos. Whether anybody watches them or not, I'm going to keep making them and keep putting them out there. Hopefully somebody finds a little bit of it useful. Alright, till tomorrow. Right, I don't normally do this, I wouldn't, but I've just been speaking to a friend of mine, and he said, why don't you try and take them out before the ice melts? And I don't know, I've never tried it before, so you can only give it a go. If it doesn't work, we can try and, I don't know, scoop some of the ice back onto it. So gloves on, and we'll just get straight in. We're just going to try and take the hoodie as it stands out of the ice, take the ice off, and see where we're at with it, what stage it's at. The black stayed black at least, it's a good thing. A lot of the ice just stuck to the hoodie, so it's almost cow print by the look of it. Still a lot of dye on that ice. Do I like it? Do I like it? I don't know, we'll see. We'll put this to one side and we'll lay what we've got out so far. Okay, it's interesting. Get that off there. full of colour. I think what I might do now, just to take some of the red ice and just paint it around it and see. Like I said, this is always a work in progress, and we're trying to try new things and see where they take us. It's alright to do this on this paper as well. Remember, the paper's absorbent, so I don't think they're too far off. Something pretty cool, to be honest. It's not a bad shout. Shout out Master P over there in Hanoi. Throwing out ideas and inspiration. Does possibly feel like a bit of a waste of some of the dye that we put on the ice, but we're in it for results. And the black stayed black. I'm more impressed with that. The black stayed black. And we've got some white. That's probably where I was looking at mid-range between complete saturation and subtle. I quite like that, even with the black. So once that's been let to dry, these colours will kind of lighten up a little bit more. It won't be so heavy. I'm happy with that. Now I'm debating taking the other one out, because that's in. I'm going to leave that because I left there. That's the one with the sleeves that aren't being dyed, so I'll leave that one alone for now. I might do the remainder of the hoodies that we've got. I think there's 3 left, or 4, maybe 4. Yeah, there'll be 4. Like this, like a few hours to saturate. I like that. Happy with that.